Do you know what? That always happens. I forget to put the airplane mode on, and so the phone goes and cuts the video out. Hurrah! So what we were talking about, yeah, me getting rid of dairy. So that was a lot. So diet is a massively important thing. Also, what I did was I started looking at health supplements, and I have a beautiful bunch of friends that I met on Facebook, and we're in a group together that are all like fellow chronic illness sufferers, and you get lots of information and swap lots of information with them. So if you have got chronic illness, it's really worth getting on a good forum, not the one where everybody's moaning about how bad their life is, but the ones where people give you practical, helpful tips and keep you going and have a laugh. They're the important ones that you need to find. So basically, health supplements was the rule of the day. I also started doing smoothies, so I was like doing. Not, sometimes I was doing like really nice. Well, they're not naughty really, but you know they do a chocolate soy which has got a bit of sugar in it. I'm not going to lie, but I'd put a bit of chocolate soy milk in, and then fruit, or I'd make healthy ones with like cow and pear and God knows what. But you can get loads of recipes online for that in a NutriBullet. So I was also having smoothies. When it comes to vitamin supplements, I have, and it's like a bloody buffet cocktail of drugs, but they're not drugs, they're health supplements. I have magnesium. Magnesium is your best friend in the whole world for this. For some reason, we lack it and we need it, and it really helps with inflammation and pain, basically. So I have magnesium capsules, strongest I can get, and I also have Epsom salt baths. Magnesium baths are absolutely brilliant. I also saved up, which was the best investment I ever made, and it wasn't cheap. It was £1,000, but I saved up over the years, and I got a chromotherapy bath, which basically does hydro jets, air massage for your lumbar region, reflexology jets, and it does like scalp jets and all sorts of things. And obviously there's colour lighting as well. Don't know how that really works, but it does for me. And I find that once I've done like 20 minutes with the magnesium in the bath, it doesn't matter if I haven't got a jet bath, but I find that magnesium baths, you feel amazing. And I also drip lavender oil into the crystals as you're putting them in the bath, so that you're getting the benefits of lavender as well in the bath, or any essential oil really that you want to use. And so I basically come out of after having the jets like pummeling me, and my body feels numb, so it takes a lot of the pain away, particularly in this crash. As I say, I'm very lucky I haven't had one for a very long time, so I've really tried to look after myself and pace what I'm doing. But this one, my back has been absolutely horrific. A few days ago I couldn't walk at all, and the bottom part of my back was just agonising pain. However, I get myself in the bath, or someone helps me get in the bath, and the jets, after 20 minutes, I come out and it feels numbed. And then what I've also got in my bed, it's like people always say, right, oh, what if they don't know me, or they comment, how comes you've got so many cushions and pillows? You've got to, because you've got to have most of your limbs supported. So I come out the bath feeling all lovely. I've invested, and this is a brilliant investment, right, in a heated mattress. It's like like a mattress topper. It's like that, but it's got heat things going through it. So at the moment I'm laying on a heated mattress that's heating up all the bottom of my back, and it feels lush, and it's so good for your back. And you've got various levels of heat. It's also literally for this one you've got two settings. So two. Well, I can't remember the words. Brain fog. You've got two sides, so you can control that side. So like if you've got a partner or husband or wife or whatever, then they can turn theirs off or turn theirs up. It's really good for winter. And then what you have is you have this little beauty here, and this basically is the remote control for what temperature you want the mattress to be, and you just chuck that under your pillow and it's there. As you can see, number one accessory for anybody with chronic pain is a V pillow, because that supports your arms. Because believe it or not, when you are trying to hold your arms up, that again is another kind of stress on your body. So make sure you support all your limbs. So both my arms are resting on V pillows. I've got a husband pillow as well, the really long ones, which I use at night. Sometimes I use it in the day if I'm like totally horizontal, and that supports your legs, your knees, everything, because sometimes the pain is so bad that anything that touches, like your knees together in the, like, you know, if you're laying on your side, it's really, really painful. So yeah, buy those cushions and pillows and just prop up anywhere you need them. You know, just do it. So most people will know if they've had chronic illness for a long time that you do have lots of cushions and pillows, because you need to be supported. So yeah, so the magnesium is brilliant. I also take vitamin C because our immune systems are rubbish basically. And if there's going to be a cold to be had, I will have it, definitely, if I go near anybody. So I tend to say to people, if they've got a bug or germ, not to really come round until it's gone, because our immune systems are definitely depleted. So I have strong vitamin C tablet. I have cod liver oil, obviously for joints, bone function. I have vitamin K, too, which helps absorb the magnesium. So you've got to have that if you're taking magnesium. I have glucosamine sulfate, again for joint support. I have vitamin D3 because we lack vitamin D. I also try and get out in the sun as much as I can. So I'm going to go and sit in the front garden in a minute because it is blazing here today in Devon, which is wonderful. If I can manage getting out there, that is. And I have busy bees because, again, I can't remember what it's for because of my brain fog, but we need busy bees. And I also take, now this is a good one, it's coenzyme Q10 is for brain function, but there is a stronger version of that called ubiquinol, or is it ubiquinol? Sorry, brain fog, I don't even know why I bothered doing this video today because I'm actually talking a load of pants. But ubiquinol, is it ubiquinol? Is basically a stronger version or a more concentrated version of coenzyme Q10, and I find that a lot better. So I take that, and I think that is all of them. It's enough, isn't it? Yeah, that's all of them. So they're all of the vitamin health supplements I take. I've tried all the other type things, and you'll know straight away if your body wants them or not, because they'll basically, you'll just feel crap when you take them. Your body is so sensitive with this, it's ridiculous. You'll never be so in tune with your body ever, with this condition. Honestly, you know what's good for you, you know what isn't. Also, I tried CBD oil because you try everything and anything, and I've tried normal cannabis as well. My body absolutely hates it, doesn't like it at all, and I'm gutted because I really wanted to try like the medical side of cannabis, but my body doesn't like it. I feel sick, nauseous, paranoid. I thought I was being kidnapped by my friend. That's another story. So please try that because it may work for you. You know, the thing is, it's horses for courses. All our bodies are different, so not everything works for everybody else. However, I don't think I've ever heard anybody not say they've not benefited from an Epsom salt bath, to be honest with you, or Himalayan salt. That's another good one. So diet, health supplements, is something that I'm very, very, not strict, but it's part of my life, you know. It's something I don't even think about. It's not something I think, oh God, it's something I don't even think about. It's all about helping me to be well. Obviously, the other physical things that I do for myself, over there I've got a rose quartz and selenite, like they're basically rocks, stones that have got tea lights in them. I don't know if you can see those. So selenite is an angel stone, and to me it's an amazing healing stone that reverberates with my energy. Rose quartz is for positiveness, known as a love stone, so I've got positive energy coming through. I've just literally burnt out an incense stick just to clear the room. Sometimes I'll use white sage, I'll burn that just to clear the energy after a crash, so that everything's all nice and clear and ready for me, feeling better again. Also, essential oils, I burn them 24/7. I know I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I woke up with the most incredible head pain this morning and felt like I was getting sinusitis, but again, that's what I wake up with on a crash, so I know it isn't that. So I'm burning at the moment eucalyptus oil, clary sage, which is for mind, it's like for really enhancing mind and mood. And I've put a bit of, what else have I put in there? I think I put a bit of peppermint in as well. I don't know if I should mix them or not, to be honest with you, because I'm not that much of an expert on it. But I thought peppermint just for anti-inflammatory, for my pain in my back and my hands, face, feet, ankles, everywhere. So my friend Lindsay, God bless her heart, she gave me a list of all the strengths and how many drops to use, you know, to put in the water, and because there's different ratios. So, for instance, lavender is a lot weaker than certain other essential oils. So, like, you put 5 drops of lavender to 2 drops of sandalwood or whatever. So, bless her heart, she did that for me. I also googled, and so did she, God bless her, what essential oils are good for fatigue, for depression, because obviously we get a bit depressed when we're in our crashes. I don't now though, but that's another story. And I've got a massive list, and here, I don't know if you can see it, here I've got all my essential oils that are for fatigue, pain, and anything, you know, to do with our condition. They're all in there. Sometimes I intuitively go with my spooky dooky powers and think, well, I need that one, I need that one, I need that one. Sometimes I'll look at the list that Lindsay wrote me and look at, you know, what the right thing is for whatever's wrong with me. And to be quite honest, I just love lavender geranium. I love that smell, even if it's just to make you feel better because it smells lush, you know what I mean? So essential oils, I definitely do that. I also make sure that I've got positive photographs around me. So I'm looking right at my nan at the moment over there. I'm looking at my partner's photo down there. And I'm looking at my dad's photos there. And I've got my mum over there. I've got my brother and sister over there. So everywhere I look, I've got people that I love around me. So that helps. Just positive vibrations. I've got my Tinkerbell there because I love Tink. So I've created a space where everywhere I look, there's things that make me feel happy or give me good memories, and that's really important, to create a positive environment around you, because, you know, you can do everything to feed your body, you can do everything to make yourself feel better, but the biggest battle that you'll ever have to deal with is the mental part of it. Because when I first had this, those years ago, I know that obviously I was a lot more ill than I am now. But what I will say, and also you most probably see the sparkles on the wall. I have crystals in the window so that I've got prism lights going all around me, because I love my sparklies. So I have crystals in the window as well, which also break any negative energy. So I forgot to mention that, sorry. And obviously I've got all my angel figurines. I've just loved this room. It's got all my little bits in it. Anyway, yeah, so it's the inside bit, it's the mental bit. So when I first had this, when I had a crash, I used to go into complete meltdown, go into complete depression, hate my life, remember everything I used to be able to do, and it just absolutely spiralled into negativeness and the fact that, you know, there was nothing I could do to change this condition. And then I'd look at myself like now, I haven't washed my hair for days because it's too much energy. And basically I was like, this is rubbish, this is rubbish. Another good thing is if you go online, there's lots of medical websites, or you go on eBay, where you can get bath wipes. So if you're too knackered to get in the shower or have a wash, they're basically bed wipes. So they're like a bit like, you know, like normal body wipe, like wet wipes, but they're bigger and they've got more foam in them. So you can literally sit and clean yourself laying in bed with these things, and they're brilliant. So I think they're called bath wipes, something like that. You'll find them on eBay, Amazon, anywhere like that. So you don't even have to get out of your bed. There's also really cool things, right, that you put on your head. It's like a shower cap, and you put it on your head, and the heat of your head basically mixes with the shampoo thing or whatever it is, and you get your hair cleaned as well. So you don't even have to move. Just literally chuck that on and your hair gets washed. There's lots of stuff out there that helps you, I tell you. So yeah, the mind thing is very important. If you start spiraling into, I hate my life, I've got this incurable condition, and I'm never going to get out of it, and what am I going to do, and nothing, blah, 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 and you will spiral into the worst time ever. And I've learned to stop that in its tracks. Chai tea. Oh, thank God I discovered chai tea. Do you think, what are you going to drink? Because decaf tea pants, isn't it? chai tea, cinnamon tea, licorice tea. Oh, love it all. Never thought I'd be saying that. So anyway, mind. You've got to change your mind. So I've got something in my eye. You've got to change your mindset with all of this. So I've felt the crash coming on. It's because obviously it was Christmas. I had to get to Essex, and obviously you're doing what normal humans are doing. You're actually getting up every day, and you're talking with people, and it just finished me off basically, having to operate every day like a normal human being, and my body went, nah, you forget that. So I got back and I started feeling like I had flu, and I thought this isn't great because my sister-in-law had sinusitis, I think it was, or something. Anyway, so I thought, oh God, I'm going to catch that, and I did. I think I did, and my body started getting weaker and weaker, and you can feel it coming. You can feel that you're suddenly starting to fall asleep at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, thinking I can't do the rest of the day. The aches and pains start coming in, and then bang, you're hit with a freight train smashes into you and says, you ain't moving, love, get to bed. So the biggest thing that really upsets me is having to cancel readings, and people have waited a long time for their readings, and I physically can't do them. Physically cannot do it. I can't link up. It's hard enough for me talking to you now, but I think it's beneficial for you to see what it's like when I'm crashed out, to what it's like when I'm feeling okay. Not much difference. So yeah, that's the biggest thing, and I need to just say, well, do you know what? If they're lovely people, they'll understand. Get over it. I'm just waiting until you feel better. Simple as that. And that's what I do. But that is one of my biggest things. I hate mucking people about. There's absolutely nothing I could do, and I had to cancel doing a demonstration at my local spiritualist church, which really peed me off. But you've got to face facts and know that you just can't do it. So then what you do is you start thinking about all the positive things that you can do in bed, all the things that you wanted to catch up on that you haven't been able to do. So I made sure obviously I slept a lot the first couple of days, mostly all day, to be honest with you. But then my energy came back a bit, and I think that's down to the diet, because I used to be able to sleep every day, all night for weeks on end. But luckily mine's only been since last Saturday that I started going into the crash. So I think it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday I was just sleeping. Wednesday I was up and about a bit, pottering around, as in making a cup of tea, feeding the dogs. Yay, go me! And answering emails when I could. Again, you have to pace that because that's an activity. This is an activity, so I've got to stop soon and not do anything for a while. Everything's an activity. Watching the television's an activity. Going on Facebook's an activity. You've got to be really careful. So you have to make sure you pace how much you do, especially in a crash. I sometimes listen to angel meditation music. The only reason I haven't got it on now is because I turned it off because I don't know about copyright. I should have played my CD then, shouldn't I? Duh. So I put really lovely music on, healing music. I had healing music on all day yesterday. And you listen to music that you love that makes you happy. Obviously, it's rude not to. Box sets are fab, so I saw a couple of those, but not too many, so it doesn't knacker you out. Vampire Diaries, I'm just eking out each one so that they last and last and last. Do love a bit of Vampire Diaries. So box sets are fab for that, because they keep you distracted from what's going on. And I've got my babies here, so I have a little cuddle with my babies. I give them a little brush so that they're all nice and done, because sometimes you ain't got time to brush your dogs. Obviously I catch up with friends, have a chat with them. Normally it's through Messenger or something like that, because again, talking is a massive energy sucker. So I'll catch up with all of those, basically finding positive things to do. Sometimes I wish, knitting, I used to love knitting with my nan, but again, it depends if your hands are working or if it hurts or not. So, lots of people do adult colouring books and things like that, colouring books. I do a couple of crossword apps, and jigsaw apps on my tablet and things like that. It's just basically getting your head around, yay, I'm going to have a bed day and I'm going to treat myself, rather than, oh my God, I'm stuck in bed, I'm not going to get anything done, this is crap. You've got to change your mindset. And if any of that starts creeping its way in during the day, you just got to stop it in its tracks, like I've told you on other videos, and just say, right, okay, I'm going to be waited on hand and foot, lovely. And that's how you do it. Be positive in your bed. Create a good space. Create a space that you're happy with. Nothing's niggling you. Obviously, my picture needs putting up on the wall. That's niggling me. But you know what? That's the worst thing in here. So I'm looking at all my fairies and angels, and I love it. The other thing you've got to cope with and deal with is other people. So you've got to start being honest and own your boundaries when it comes to this condition. So if you are totally knackered and someone wants to come around for coffee, if you know that you physically can't have that conversation, you can't get up to make them a coffee, it's okay me chatting away to you, because I can say what I want, but I know this is really hard to understand, but the energy it takes to look at someone, engage, listen to what they're saying, take it on board and think of a reply is, oh my God, exhausting. So sometimes we just like people to be in the house but not even talk to us, just so we've got company, but we don't have to engage in talking, because it is absolutely exhausting having to have a conversation with someone, because you've got to go, oh really, yeah, okay, and you've got to actually think about what they're saying and respond to it. It's too much. And if you've got good friends and family around you, they'll understand that. If you haven't, get rid of them. Just politely start declining their visits, or politely move away from them, because the worst thing you're going to have is people saying to you things like, oh, if you've slept all day, you'll be all right now, or oh, you'll be all right if you get out of bed, why don't you get yourself moving, you'll be fine. I know, if you get yourself out and push yourself through it, oh God, if I've heard it all, babes, I'm telling you, I've heard it all, and it does my head in. So you've got to have people that respect and understand your condition. If they don't, and they don't choose to even want to learn about it, are they worth being in your life? There's so many people who get so much, not abuse, but get so much stress from their spouses, and you're like, really? Jesus Christ, they don't even want to understand what's going on with you. It's horrendous. It's up to you what you do with that, but I tell you what, if I had an husband that was like having a go at me for being in bed or being ill or hadn't done things, oh dear, it might be a little divorce on the papers. So just distance yourself from people that drain you. Do you know what I mean? Only have people that understand your condition, or that respect it and know what it's all about. That was one of the biggest things for me, is trying to explain it, and in the end I thought, do you know what, either Google it and work out what's wrong with me, I just don't even bother coming round, because I can't be dealing with it. And I never would have done that before. Throat's going. I never would have done that before. So I own it now, and I just say to people, no, I can't do this, or it's alright if I put round. And I think, yeah, as long as you don't expect me to talk. It's like my friend Lindsay phoned up the other day. She said, are you okay to have a phone call? I said, yeah, but I'm not chatty. So it's okay to listen and say the odd yes, and then you've got to go. It's all about owning it, really. It's about owning your self-care, self-happiness, and loving yourself with this condition. I really got to apologise to Sonia, by the way. Sonia Woodward, right? She basically was the one who asked the last question about, do we go to our own funerals? Of all of the messages and all of the places that I looked on social media, I didn't look in my inbox on Twitter. And that's where she sent the question. So sorry, Sonia, but it was a valid question, and I hope it helped a lot of people. I've also had the very same question come from a couple of ladies concerning pregnancies, and I'm going to deal with that next time. I just wanted to talk about ME crashes. One, about the awareness of it. Two, that I totally understand, and love to all the other people that are stuck in this stupid bed. It is a very, very hard condition, and you know what? The laugh of it is, as I'm seeing more and more people get diagnosed with it, the ratio is frightening of how many of my friends have been diagnosed with this. In fact, there's more most of my friends, I say 80-90% of the people I know have got this, out of 100 of, do you know what I mean? Anyway, do you know when people say about cancer, yeah, we all know someone with cancer, but I know most of my friends have been diagnosed with this in the last few years. It's just really scary. and yet we're being really underrepresented by GPs and society. People are like having to go to tribunals to try and prove that they've got a disability or they're ill, which is disgusting. But things are swaying in our direction now, because there's lots of movement going on with MPs because they're aware of their constituents suffering so much. So there are movements going on. If you go on Twitter, there's like under the ME Association, that gives you a lot of updates. Join the ME Association, go to their website, and they will give you a lot of updates about what's going on, also support, forums, communities. I'm doing an interview actually, well I've done it already, I don't know when it's going out, in Candice magazine, about the ME Association and how it's helped. So any association like that, join yourself, but just keep away from the people that are just bring it down and just moan about their crap lives, right? At the end of the day, we've got this. There's nothing we can do about it, but we can make it a more pleasant experience. And that sounds really weird during agonising pain, exhaustion and all the other symptoms that come with it, because at the moment as I'm talking, it sounds like I'm shouting, because I obviously have got ear sensitivity today as well. So I haven't even turned the telly on yet. The music was on really quiet earlier, so I've got a feeling that anything's going to sound like rah when I put it on. So thank God I live in a peaceful, beautiful part of the country. How lucky am I? Again, another positive affirmation. I do it all the time. Earlier on I was just looking across at the fields, looking at the seagulls and listening to them, knowing that literally just there is the sea, and I'm like, wow, aren't I lucky? As opposed to, God, I wish I was standing by the sea, why can't I go down there? Just change your mindset, change your outlook. And if there's anything I could do to help you, put some comments on here, anything that you want advice on to do with this condition. I just felt like it was time I mentioned it, a bit, and made people more aware of it. And if you have got a friend or family member with ME, fibromyalgia, lupus, anything that's like a chronic condition, for goodness sake, go and learn what their illness is all about, so that you know how to deal with it with them. Speak with them openly about it. Ask them what they actually really want from you. Be a good friend and be a good family member to people like us, because that's what we need. We need understanding people that respect our condition and love us, and will help us in any way we can to make it more pleasant, because it is a bloody bitch of a condition. It is merciless, and I can only thank the angels and thank the universe for the fact that these are getting, for me, rarer and rarer, the crashes, but compared to me having a permanent crash for like 3 years. So I've definitely improved from that. But then who knows? I could then be in a crash for another 3 years. You just don't know with this condition. That's the problem. You lose control. You've got no strength or any ability to like work this one out. You just got to go with it. So my partner said the other day, and I thought it was just he's so chilled out, and it does my head in. And so, yeah, don't worry about it. Typical Taurian. And he said, just ride the wave and make sure that you get off before it hits the beach. And that's it. Just ride the waves, girls and boys. And I don't think we can hit the beach, because we just keep getting off, getting back on, surfing that wave, getting off, getting back on, surf that wave. It's one wave after another. Do it with humour, do it with positivity, and do everything you can to make yourself feel good. So I'm going to leave it there, because I'm getting really tired and my throat, it feels like I've been talking for 10 hours. So I hope that's helped people that are fellow sufferers. I'm sorry to everybody that I've had to delay working with. Hopefully things will improve next week. If they don't, I'll be finding another box set. So love you all. Thank you so much for watching the videos. I love seeing your comments on here and everywhere else. And again, if you know anybody with this condition, you think this might help them, just share the video to them or let them know where I am. So with that, my lovely darlings, I shall love you and leave you. I'm going to have a little nap after I finish my chai tea. And then I'm going to watch the seagulls. So speak to you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.